Hey everybody. Hey there. Hey. I heart you. Each of you. Peekaboo. Hi replay people as we give a moment for live people to join us. Welcome to the Midday Moment. If this is your first time joining us, I'm your host, Dr. Davina Jones. Welcome, 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 welcome. The Midday Moment is the place where we expect great things. And not because we ignore the questions of our day, not because we ignore the challenges of our day. We expect great things because we recognize that we are both fully human and fully divine. And in our fully human selves, we got stuffs. And our fully divine selves, we got stuffs too. The difference is the stuffs in our divine selves heals the stuff in our human selves. I'll say that again. In our fully human selves, we got stuff, y'all. In our fully divine self, we've got stuff. And the stuff in the divine heals the stuff in the human. So the midday moment is designed to help you tap into your divine, to your divinity, to your divine self. When you do so, you tap into your river to overcome, your river to heal, your river to be at peace, your river to have joy in the midst of other things. And we are not by ourselves. The midday moment is a part of a larger network called Kingdom. And we invite you to visit our various commercials here. I got to update our commercials here on the Midday Moment Facebook page. If you're on YouTube, we got our commercials over here on Facebook so that you can partake in the other inspirational menu options. All right. Until then, let's go ahead and get started. All right. Come on, my OGs. Come on. It's time for the Midday Moment. Come on, y'all. It's time for the midday moment, right here in the middle of the day. It's time for the midday moment. Hey, whoa, it's time. Yes, I'm expecting. Come on, everybody. I'm expecting great things. Yes, I am. I'm expecting great things. Whoa, I'm expecting great things. I'm expecting great things. Now let's say, where are we expecting this stuff? In my life, yeah. I'm expecting great things in my home. Whoa, I'm expecting great things all around me. I'm expecting great things. Eyes may not see, but I choose to believe. You may not see, but I choose to believe. They may not see, but I choose to believe. Sometimes I may not see, but I choose to believe. I believe in great things. All right, everybody. Say thank you, theme song. All right, thank you, theme song. Theme song says you are quite welcome. All right, everybody. So we are continuing in our next reading for the year. We started in Keys to the Kingdom, which is a part of our year-long series as we talk about accessing that river of righteousness, peace, and joy on the inside of you. That river that allows you to be in perfect alignment and perfect harmony with your true, authentic self so that you can manifest all that your heart's desire. You can live life and that more abundantly. So all this year, we've got special teachings dedicated to that. In the meantime, we also have some BOGO, some buy one get one free. So this is the BOGO for the next several weeks. It's just that simple. You can get your copy of this book from our author, Dr. Darrell R. Pulley. You can email DOCTOR, that's doctor spelled out, PULLEY, Pulley @gmail.com. All right, and they'll tell you how you can purchase a copy. The book is predicated on the fact that many faiths, including the Christian faith, we practice a version of Christianity called Kingdom. And so many faiths, they make it easy for you to come in, perhaps, and then we make it so complex for you to experience the faith. And so it's just that simple, says that as you experience the faith, it's based on love, loving God, the origin, spirit of absolute good that we come from, learning to love yourself and learning to love other people, everybody else. Okay. And so we've been looking at variations of explaining that and studying that. And so today we are on part two, chapter two, pages 10 and 11. And the overview of 10 and 11 is about loving God and loving God with our whole heart. And so this morning, those of you that listen to the daily download, you heard Dr. Pulley reflecting on that. Loving God with your whole heart almost sounds as if I love God with my whole heart, what is there left? I can't love anybody else because I've given God my whole heart. And we liken that to how we take care of ourselves, which is you fill your cup up first. You fill your cup up, and what overflows from that cup is for everybody else. And so we see an approach to love and loving God as the spirit of absolute good in that same way. You give God your heart, your whole heart in that cup. And as you do so, you begin to experience the abundance of love, and you get a chance to share that love with everybody else. Now, what I'm going to do with just for a few minutes here, and then we'll move on. I'm going to go and finish the rest of my day. Is just offer a little bit of a testimony. A little bit of a testimony and some encouragement. In my childhood, when I reflect back to my childhood, I loved what we call being at the church, the temple, the sanctuary. I was just one of those. Okay, my other siblings, they loved like watching cartoons in the morning, Sunday mornings, and all of that. Saturdays, I love the fact that we were going to the church for choir practice or whatever. So I've always had this drawing, this affinity that I think signifies that I was just destined to help be a leader, a church leader, a ministry leader, a faith-based leader, because I was just always pulled to that. That being said, some of you know that I spent several years in my 40s not really going to church consistently, not reading the Bible, almost like a decade where I was just like, whatever. If I went, I went. If I didn't, I didn't. And now that I've been introduced to some more, it's a different way, a different way of experiencing the faith, a different way of experiencing love. I desire to share a little bit of that with you. So I fully believe that the decade that I spent not fully embracing Christianity, church, or what have you, um, I was very annoyed. I was very annoyed with what I experienced as abuse. A lot of times, what people call love is abuse. It is not love. And it took me almost a decade to kind of decipher that what I was introduced to as the love of God that was very abusive, that there was another way to experience the love of God, that was not it. And I appreciate all of my lessons in life because they brought me to this point. I have an appreciation for where I am and my faith journey that I may not have had otherwise. But many of us are introduced to love with such contaminated notions attached to it. I often sometimes talk about domestic violence, and we get punched around, and people say, there are people that say, I thought it was love because I got punched around. I thought it was love. And I'm encouraging you today to start over. I'm encouraging you today to start over. If it is challenging for you to consider what it means to love God with your whole heart and to live out of that cup and then let it overflow, if that's challenging to you, it's probably because you experienced some of what I experienced. People touching you in ways that and said they love you, but you knew that it didn't really feel like the highest and the best. And sometimes you experience that in your practice, in your faith practice in a church. Sometimes you experience it through family members and caretakers even. So I'm encouraging you to start over. If it's a challenge for you to say, I love God with my whole heart, and to consider what it means to love from that cup, giving God everything in that cup, your affection and your attention and your dedication, and then letting the abundance of love come from that cup and overflow into how you love yourself and everybody else. If that is a challenge, I'm encouraging you to start over. Start over. Start over with your approach and your conception of love. That's what I had to do. I had to start over. That's my whole message today. That's my big Jones jewel. Encouraging you to start over. Start over and consider that love really is love. And it's not all that other stuff. You know how people say, I love you, but I think I heard somebody say, once you say, I love you, but should not come right in there. Mm-mm. It's just that I love you. I love you, and I love you. And so I'm helping you. I love you. Something like that. When we hear I love you, but it creates perhaps some concern. So I'm encouraging you to start over. That's my nugget for you. That's my whole thing for you today. To start over. And I say that because that's exactly what I did for about a decade. I allowed myself to start over. And now I'm able to embrace a growing awareness of what it means to love God with my whole heart and allow that love to love me back and to grow out of that love that allows me to love myself and to love you. All right, that's it, everybody. I love you. Take care. God bless. God be you. Like and share. Have a great, wonderful rest of the day. And I'll see you here again tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye.